Hi there, welcome back for a sealed this time. No particular reason other than I was told to do it by the powers that be. But let's start the normal way, pile by rarity, and see what bombs we have. So no mythics this time, but get rid of that one because it does nothing. Thopter Assembly, yeah, that's pretty much a definite auto-include. Precursor Golem, much the same. Mere Turbine, probably always play that. It's pretty decent as a way of just going late game. And Nin Death Mantle. Yeah, I guess I'll add it for now. It's not a definite one, that one. It's kind of slow, but I guess if you got the right creatures, if you got no creatures, you don't play it. If you got the right creatures, stuff that you kind of like replicas, things that are good when they come back, then you probably play it. So let's look at the colors. White, we can get rid of the Vigils for the Lost. Uh, get rid of Soul Parry when considering the color. We can bring it back if we do play white. Same with Savage Scout and Ardent Recruits. In fact, before I look at colors, I'll look at the colorless cards first, see what I'll need. So the ones that I definitely play will be the ones that come up first. So I'll almost definitely play Perilous Mirrors. I'll almost definitely play Ico Wellspring. I just like the fact it cycles and you can nearly always find ways of abusing it. I mean, not definitely, but there should be ways. I think Rusted Slasher with two Perilous Mirror and Mid Turbine Rusted Slashers good enough at this point, and then that gives Ico Wellspring a reason to be included. Assuming we won't be poisoned, we might be, obviously, so we can always take Pierce Strider out, but assuming we won't be poisoned, we can add Pierce Strider. And I don't see anything else that gets auto-included at this point, so... I mean, Clone Shell, maybe. I've got a Thopter Assembly and Precursor Golem, so that's a almost definitely, but we'll leave that on the lands for now, just to keep an eye on it. So yeah, let's go back to the colour. So white has Arrest Divine Offering as and the Glimmer Point Stag, I guess, as the standout cards. So a couple of removal spells, nothing particularly exciting. Time Strike probably wouldn't get played because it's Infect. Blue has, let's get rid of that Vault Skyward. Get rid of that Screeching Silkor. It has another Thopter Assembly, so that's definitely worth taking note. We have a Hexplate Golem we can add as well, just to increase targets. I'm very rarely enough artifacts to play Metalcraft, especially looking at we've added all the definite ones and there aren't that many, so we can take that out. Commando is pretty bad. Serpent, I guess we might play that. Loongrid Drake is pretty bad. And Turn the Tide, I mean, I might play it, but I'll take it out of the ones that. These are the kind of cards that I would play blue for. Well, maybe not. The cards I'd play if I played blue, I think. So Scrap Diver again, because I'd have two 7-drops or 6 and a 7-drop, I probably wouldn't play that either. So not a whole lot in blue, but Anatomist is a massive bomb, and Treasure Mage is a massive bomb with Thopter Assembly. So if we don't need playables, we'll definitely look to blue. Let's go to black, get rid of these Horrifying Revelations. They're about as good as their name suggests. Get rid of that Flinsamite. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't think we'll go poison, but we have two Scourge Servants, so I guess it's worth keeping those in. But at the moment, it looks like black has a Spread the Sickness that we can splash, and then a bunch of really average cards. Let's go to red, which is normally the best color in sealed, so we'll see if it disappoints or if it matches its reputation. So the good cards, Burn the Impure, Turn to Slag's good, and that looks like Cold Oath of Flame Fiend. Yes, it is. So yeah, that's again definitely a card that we'd want to go red for. Other than that, not a whole lot. Probably wouldn't play Rally the Forces because probably wouldn't be that aggressive as a deck. But I mean, I'll keep it there for now. Oxider, Daredevil, and Ferrivore, I mean, they're fine with Perilous Mirror, Nickel Wellspring, and Mere Turbine, so yeah, I'll leave them there for now. Probably wouldn't play the Heartstoker though, and probably wouldn't play the Concussive Bolt. Not a big fan of Lava Axes unless my deck is really aggro. Same with Rally the Forces, I guess. So we're on to green. Tyrannax and Fangren Marauder are some nice dinosaurs. Double Tangle Mantis, good to hold up the ground. Probably wouldn't play Withstand Death, I don't really like it outside of Infect. And other than that, not a whole lot. So yeah, we definitely have to do some deciding, I guess. I'll add the coloured artifacts, so to speak, to their relative colours. I guess I can add that to blue. Add that to white. Oh, Culling Days, actually. I might play Culling Days with Perilous Mirrors. We'll see how the rest of the deck looks. I don't know why I've just put it in white. Double Corpse Cur is actually worth keeping note of. If I were to go Infect, what would I have? I'd have Double Corpse Cur, Blight Widow. I mean, not necessarily Infect, but a split deck maybe. One where your Infect guys are decent anyway. So Grave Diggers and 2/4s for 4. Well, and 5 mana 3/3s. It's like the big Infect deck. See, if we were to go Infect, we would have. That's probably not enough, to be honest. It's 2 5-drops, 3 4-drops, a 3-drop and a 2-drop. And with Infect, you kind of want the curve. That's the important bit. Do we have any other coloured artifacts? Any ways of fixing mana? Doesn't really look like it. No. So we've got 9 cards in the pool at the moment. Looks like we're almost definitely going to have to splash something. I think what I'll do, I'll start by. Actually, I was going to say I'll start by adding the red. Because Flame Fiend is borderline bomb, basically, and you want to play your bombs. Trying to enlarge it, and I'm not really used to doing that with my new laptop. Nope. Nope, doesn't seem to want to. Oh, there we go. So yeah, Flame Fiend is borderline bomb, so that's definitely something that would make you want to go red. Blue has 5 very decent cards. Still Sabotage obviously really dependent on your opponent's deck, but in Sealed, I mean in Draft you might end up against the no artifacts deck, but in Sealed you pretty much always have targets for that. It's usually a big tempo swing. So if I start by, let's say I start by adding blue and the red. That's 19 cards. And then I guess I would then play Hexplate Golem because I'm playing that Treasure Mage. That's 19 cards, 13 creatures. I guess 14 if you count Mere Turbine. I'm just thinking of Culling Dace, if that's worth playing. But again, if we're gonna look to splash, I guess the big options would be white for Arrest and Divine Offering, or black for Spread the Sickness. Just look back to the artifacts. Are there any artifacts up here I could play in this deck? I guess, yeah, Clone Shell, because I've got Thought Assembly, Flame Fiend, Hexplate Golem, Precursor Golem. I guess I wouldn't mind hitting, say, Anatomist, Treasure Mage. So there's a bunch of cards that Clone Shell's good with, so I'll almost definitely play Clone Shell. Just what I'm worried about now is that my curve is quite low. Sorry, quite high. I want more stuff in the 2 and 3. That stops me dying. So just looking here, I don't actually have that much. I mean, I could play a Snap Cell Glider just as a Grey Ogre that might sometimes fly. I could play a Daredevil that, I mean, if I'm going to play a Sack Outlet, I'd rather the Sacrifice effect had an effect. So stuff like Rusted Slasher, where you're regenerating a decent sized creature, is a lot better than giving it haste, because obviously that's only relevant one turn in the game, and a 2-man 2/1's not that good anyway. If I look back at the red and blue that I've thrown away, no, really not much else there. Battle Gear, not good in my deck. I have a bunch of X1s. So yeah, I mean, if you watch my last, I think draft, I think it was, that I went 3 colours, saying I really don't like going more than 2 colours, especially when I don't have any fix, like in this case. But, oh, there's a Burn the Impure on the sideboard. Don't know how that got there. But, I think in this case I pretty much have to. So if I add these 2, because I don't actually have any ways of fixing, so it doesn't really matter what colour I splash. See, if I had those 2, I'd have a decent blue-red shell, couple of bombs, couple of removal spells that I might not be able to play. If I I guess I have more blue cards than red cards. Did I not have 6 blue cards? I've lost track now. I seem to remember having 6 blue cards, including the Silvermere. But I can only see 4 in the pile. Well, 5 including Silvermere. Anyway, pull out the red cards because there aren't that many of those. Say I add the green. So we'd have more 6-drops. And a Iridian Emissary, which lowers the curve slightly. So this is actually 23. But because of the Emissary, we'd be able to add, I guess, add a splash. Then again, I don't know, I don't really like the look of this deck. Because the thing with this deck is it just doesn't have removal. I mean, sure, it's got still sabotages, but in sealed, I really just want removal that deals with everything, just so you can deal with their Geth, with their dragon. So I think I definitely want to play red because it has. I mean, I could play white as well. For that reason, I could play white, but there are only 3 white cards I'd be happy to play. That's Arrest Divine Offering, Gloompoint Stag. I suppose having said that, there are only 3 red cards, but 3 red cards are better. Burn the Impure and Turn to Slag are, I guess, combined maybe slightly better than Arrest and Divine Offering, and then Flame Fiend is just a bomb. Especially with the cards I have. I have Perilous Mirrors, I have Ichor Wellspring, I have Mere Turbine, Precursor Golem. So a bunch of cards, oh, and Clone Shell as well. So a bunch of cards that Cold Earth of Flame Fiend is good with. So yeah, I play red over white. Then I guess the next logical thing would be to look at cutting blue. So let's strip blue out and see what red-green would look like. Bring in the popper. Bring back my Mantises. Could I play Azuri? Not really, I only have one other elf and he's just a 3-mana 2/2 in that case. I suppose I probably would play Blight Widow. So, yeah, what do I gain by playing green? I lower the curve slightly by adding Iridian Emissary, just something I'm happy to run out turn 2. I increase my defensive capabilities quite a lot. But I don't really add any bombs, so to speak. I add a bit of consistency as well, because now I don't have to splash. I mean, I could actually splash. I could add like a Spread the Sickness or an Arrest. This is a tough build, actually. Because, yeah, there's no real obvious play. No obvious build, sorry. I mean, I could, with this build, actually add Barb Battle Gear as well, just because I have the 4-drops that it's good with at this point. But no, I don't really like the green build. I don't add a whole lot of depth to the deck for what I'm losing. Because Anatomist is borderline bomb. Treasure Mage, like I said, can be borderline bomb. And still Sabotage is decent. So I think what I'll do, I'll go back to the blue, and then I could cut, yeah, because I want to lower the curve, I'll cut Saberclaw Golem. So I'm now Culling Days with 13 creatures and a Mere Turbine. I think that's enough for Culling Days, especially when 2 of the creatures have immediate value, so to speak. I suppose it's good with Thopter Assembly as well. In fact, having said that, I'm not too sure about Culling Days. Yeah, that's fine, I think. It's good with Clone Shell, it's good with Precursor Golem, it's good with Perilous Mirrors, so that's already 4 cards is actively good with, and then it's decent with stuff like Treasure Mage, Replica, just cards I don't really care about, and also dodging removal. So yeah, I'll play the Culling Dace. And then, yeah, I guess I'll just add these. Oh, no, not that. I'll add the 2 white cards. If I see, I think if my opponent's playing a deck with not a lot of, like, don't see many big creatures in there, most of their good cards are removal, then I can board into the more consistent version. But I think for now I'd rather have the extra removal in the deck. Having Arrest and Turn Slag is really big in sealed. And yeah, I like the look of this deck compared to the green build, the green X. So, yep, I will submit this, I think. Yep, I'm happy with that. Add land. Suggest it says 4 white. I think that's. I don't actually I'd say that's too much, but with no fix whatsoever. I mean, I only have 3 red cards actually. 2 of them are double red, so it's kind of hard to say, but I think 7 is fine. So yeah, 7, 6 blue. I have a silver mirror as well, so that's 7 blue sources. Yeah, I think 764 is fine actually. I think Modo suggests well. Because yeah, when you think about it, the splash isn't actually that much of a splash. It's just a third color. Because I only have four blue cards, 3 red cards, 2 white cards. Um, just last look over the sideboard. Nothing I really want. Nope. Just notice my time as well. I have 2 minutes left. So yep, I'm happy with this. Could change it around between games. You never know. But for now, I think I'm happy with this build, and I'll see you for round 1.